So Salakia, like I was saying, what I did was I wrote down all the precepts, just a couple, just a couple to start off with, and I quizzed myself, but the Lord put the Spirit on me last night to say, because one of my prayers was to do lessons more, to be more creative with the lessons, to have the Spirit to want to do lessons, man. And the Lord gave it to me, man. The Lord give you all things that you ask for in truth and sincerity. When you ask Him and you come to Him in a humble spirit, man, He give you those things. But you first got to have the faith to believe. One was that Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things that are not seen. So we don't see Yahawashi, but we know He's there, man, through His power and through His works. So you gotta have faith when you come to the Lord first and foremost. But let's get into it, man. This is Exodus chapter 15:3. Okay, so we know Exodus chapter 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi is His name. Okay, and what does the Christians tell us? What do all these heathens tell us? The Lord love everybody. Speaking lies. They don't even know the truth. They're speaking off their own understanding. The Lord is a man of war. All right. The Lord, the name host, the Lord of hosts means the Lord of armies, man. Okay. He's the Lord of armies. All right. He's the Lord of hosts. This is Luke 19:27. Okay. But those mine enemies, which were not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. You see? So the Lord is a man of war, man. He's a man of war. That's why He said, let me say that precept again. This is saying Luke chapter 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies, which were not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. You see? And who are the Lord's enemies? Anybody that's not preaching and prophesying this word. Anybody that goes against His law. Anybody that is not with Him when it comes to this law and to these scriptures, man. The wickedness of this world, those are His enemies. The ones who speak blasphemy against Him. The ones who believe in that Cedric Borgia bullshit ass idol picture, man. Okay? All right? Those are His enemies. The ones who will go against the Israelites, His saints, His children of Israel. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? So Esau is the end of this world. And when you look at the current state that this world is in today, you see that it's being destroyed. You see that the whole world is in turmoil, man. The animals are suffering. The water is contaminated. The air is contaminated. But it seems like the only person that's living it up, having a blast, is Esau, man. Along with these other heathen kingdoms. Like, they don't even notice what's going on. They just use everything. Without even giving thanks. Without even being grateful. Without even telling the Lord thank you. They don't even give praise unto the Lord. They give praise unto their idols and their gods, man. Not unto the Lord God of Israel, the one true power of the world, man. So Esau is the ending of the world, but Jacob of it is the beginning of it that followeth. And He's going to raise up His men in those days to rule righteously, man. To rule righteously, to rule all these heathens with a righteous rod of iron, man. And that's going to be a beautiful sight when Israel's back in power, man, because we're going to be under Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, and the whole earth is going to be at peace, man. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. You see, when you talk to these damn heathens, the first thing they say is they don't believe in God. The first thing they say is they don't believe in God. They don't fear the Lord, man. They have no fear of the Lord. They have no fear of the Lord. They think that they can do what they want on this earth. All right? So it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Okay? So when you have that understanding that you fear the Lord, that's the beginning, that's the first step to getting into this knowledge, man. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. You can't tell these rebellious ass Jake nothing, man. You can't tell these heathen nations nothing, man. They despise wisdom and instruction, man. Just try it. Just try it. Tell a Jake that you can't do this and this, and especially the nigga woman, man. Nigga woman don't like to be told what to do at all, man. Okay? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and that the head of the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is Yahweh. All right, I didn't finish writing it all down, but that's what it says. Go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. All right, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the man is Hamashiach Yahushai, and the head of Yahushai is Yahweh. Okay, so there's a hierarchy that we must live by, that we had in our customs in our last times. I mean, in our old times, in the days of ancient. You know, we had customs that we kept. Our women were in order. Our children were in order. Our household was in order. Okay? But we lost those things because we turned our back onto the Lord. You know, how do we turn our back onto the Lord? By provoking him to jealousy. Deuteronomy 21 and 32. You know, we provoked him to jealousy. All right, so he provoked us to jealousy by putting us under these heathen nations, a foolish nation, a base people. Okay, the number one that is over us is Esau, man. All right, but the Lord got something for them. This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. All right, I didn't finish that precept, but that what that means is that Esau and these heathen nations believe. Oh, and it says that they call their lands after themselves. Okay? Esau believes what he has set up is going to continue forever. These wicked queendoms that he has is going to continue forever. When the Lord clearly says it's going to be destroyed. We just read, for Esau is the beginning of the world. I mean, Esau is the ending of the world, and Jacob is in the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? And 2nd Esdras 6 and 9, you know? Just to make sure that I was correct. You know what I'm saying? So we already know that Esau is going to be taken out of power. And we're witnessing it right now. You know? And we witnessed it before. Dude, we watched the Roman Empire fall down. We watched all these kingdoms go down, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Look at what he did to Egypt. Do you think we did not see what was going on when we were in that captivity? How he worked wonders amongst those damn heathens. He's going to do the same thing to us now in these last days. Okay? This is Jeremiah 17 and 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You see, your heart, which when you go back into the word, when you look it up in scripture, that word goes back into the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind. So the mind is deceitfully wicked, deceitful and above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You can't trust in your own mind, man. You can't trust in your own heart. You gotta trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You gotta have faith in him that through all things will be accomplished. All things will be held in a righteous and expedient manner unto him. Okay? When you have that full 100% faith in him, you're not gonna trust in your own heart, man, because the heart is deceitfully wicked. Deceitful and desperately wicked above all things. Okay? This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lay with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Okay? And what is being pushed every day onto especially the children of Israel, but into the world? You know, this LGBTQIP, whatever else acronyms that they have for their wickedness, man. They've been pushing it on us for years, and it's magnified now because Esau has shown his true colors. He is a base man. He is perverse. He was given over to perverse and wicked lust. You know, the Greeks When you look up into that word gymnasium, that means naked exercise, man. They like to wrestle naked, man. When you see that wrestling and all those Olympic sports, man, they were doing that shit naked back then, man. You know, looking at little boys with their wickedness. Now they're in the power seat. They can put it out. They can, and then make you seem like you wicked for going against it. Okay, you know, because Esau is a perverse man, man. He's a base man. He's straight up perverse and base. And when you have the spiritual eyes to see it, and you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. When the Lord wakes you up and brings you out of darkness, you know, out of the valley of dry bones, you see what's going on, man. You see it. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth a sin, transgresseth the law. For sin is transgression of the law. Okay? And who was the law given unto? You see, Esau can't sin. You know, he can't commit sin. He can just be wicked. That's all he does. But he can pull the children of Israel to be in sin through his wickedness, through his wicked devices, through his LGBT community philosophies, you know, through his perverseness. He can push the children of Yasharallah to be in sin. You know, transgression of the law is sin. And who was the law given unto? Only unto Israel. And in Luke 1:68, in Psalms 147:19, you know, the Lord tell you who he gave his word unto. You know, he showed his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and judgments unto Israel. You see? So he ain't done so with any other nation, man. And the heathen know this. So that's why they push and keep us in a state of spiritual wickedness, and that allows us to sin. Red Lobster. They make the basis of eating the most delicacies. Slugs, what they call the escargot, fish eggs, you know, caviar. They put those delicacies as the most expensive things. And what do Jake do? They strive and attain to obtain money to partake in these wicked things, man. Thinking that that's making a life, that's living. Esau's devices keep Yasharallah in sin, man. You know, but the Lord did that. The Lord is doing these things, man. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see? So he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And that's what we want, man. Israel wants to be back in the power seat in righteousness, man. Okay, and if you don't want that, then you're not a warrior, bro. If you don't want to repopulate the earth with your seed through all women, you don't want to see your family, your actual blood family, your Akim, being in power and in righteousness, and to rule this world under Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, this is not for you, man. If you don't want those things, if you don't want to see the world at peace and at rest and happy and flourish, then you shouldn't be a part of this, man. Okay? Because this is about Israel being rebirthed into righteousness, man. This is about Israel coming back into their full power. All right? To be righteous warriors. All right? Not no simp ass niggas no more, man. Not no punk ass dudes accepting everything that everybody tells them. We need to accept only one thing, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and prove all things against men who come up against us, man. Okay? Salakia. This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. That's Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. You see, we did these things. We chose to have Esau over us, man. Okay? So how much more should we want to be from under Esau, man? And stop serving his ass. He's a base man. He's a foolish nation, man. Look at the things that he's done. He's been in power, and look at the earth. Look at the state of the earth. Look at the nations. Look at the animals. Look at the water. Look at the air. He's done nothing but destroy this earth, man. So if you don't want to get from under his ass, then you should stay with him, man. You should be destroyed with his ass, man. If you want to live hand in hand with Esau, you're going to be destroyed hand in hand with Esau, man. All right? This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So did not Esau and all these other nations lead the children of Israel into captivity? Half of you damn jakes don't even know how much hell they put you through, man. How they destroyed and buck raped your families and took your heritage from you. Then you got the Amalekites over there in your homeland, stealing your identity, but you still want to be friends with them. You know, you still want to defend him. That's what I mean. That's not friends, but defend Esau, saying we shouldn't hate him. We got a righteous hatred against Esau. It ain't just because he white, because he ain't goddamn white, he red. We hate the wickedness in Esau. That's what we hate, man. We spiritually hate the wickedness that Esau is all about, because he is a physical embodiment of all things wicked. Thus saith the Lord, man. He made him that way. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. Okay? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You can't trust Esau, man. And Esau is our enemies. In Deuteronomy 28 and 68, he said, it says, Salakia, it says, and I will bring thee into Egypt again, by way of, I will bring thee into Egypt again, by way of where I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more. And there you shall serve, there you should be sold unto your enemies. Okay? In Deuteronomy 68, it tells us who our enemies are. Who were we sold to when we got shipped to all four corners of the earth? The Arabs sold us, the Moabites sold us, the Ammonites sold us, the Cushites, the Egyptians. Okay? Joseph was sold to the Ishmaelites. All right? So they all had slaves, man. They all had slaves. All right? So those are our enemies, man. Okay? Never trust thine enemy, for as like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. When you got a piece of iron, right? And you get that rust off of it, you got to put like this. In the military, we call it CLP. Okay? CLP. And what it does is it keeps you use it for your weapons, man. It keeps your weapons from getting jammed up. All right? But also it takes away rust, like DW40. But you let it sit long enough, that rust gonna come right back. You see? And that's what Esau is. He may wipe away his wickedness at first, but it's always gonna be there, man. It's always there. This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Just like I said in the beginning of this lesson, man. When you have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you have faith in something that nobody sees. You know? And people think you're crazy. But I'll be crazy for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because he's led me through so many things, man. He's given me so many things. He's giving me my heritage back. He's awakened me and my Akim up. He's making the righteous men of Israel stand up, wake up, and fight for their nationality spiritually, not carnally, spiritually. And I'm thankful for that, man. I'm thankful to witness that. I'm thankful to be a part of it, to be a part of that body, that living body, man. There are a lot of jakes that talk the talk but don't even walk the fucking walk, man. Don't want to get out on the highways and hedges and do work when the Lord gave you His name, man. You know, He gonna punish you, man. You know, He give you a lit candle and you hiding it. You know, roughly paraphrasing. Okay. He got something for your ass. When you ain't gonna do what He tell you to do, He's gonna take it from you, man. Look at the parable of the 10 virgins, man. The parable of the sower. The 10 virgins, Salakia. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 8. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Okay? Did it not Yahushua bear that cross that he had to carry? Okay? He walked his walk. He carried that cross. Now it's time for the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to wake up and carry their cross, man. To prove unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua that we willing to sacrifice, man. We willing to die all over again, man. We don't even know how many times you done died for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But we know that they're going to be martyrs for Yahushua. We know that they're going to be righteous men that be put to death for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And we don't have no fear, man. We're not afraid of you, Esau. We're not afraid of you, you Ishmaelites. We're not afraid of you, Gog and Magog, Russia. We're not afraid of you, man. We're not afraid no more. Because we got our power back. Our power is Yahweh, Shema Mashiach Yahushua, man. And you trembling. You trembling with fear because you see what's happening. You see the body waking up, man. You're the one that's shook. That's why you're trying to come hard on us on this YouTube. That's why you're trying to come hard on us for the videos that we're making. But you can't stop this word, man. The word is sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing the spirit and the bones, man. Salaki, if I destroyed that. But Yahweh I'll put that precept in the comment section, man. This is Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Yasharallah, Israel. Okay? Just like I said, he didn't do that to no other nation. So only Israel can sin. Only Israel is in sin. And only Israel is going to receive salvation, man. All you other nations are going to be in captivity under Israel. And after 1,000 years, you Edomites, Esau, Ishashua, wasted away as he, are going to be gathered together and burnt off the fucking earth. Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, man. Because it's time to get this wickedness off this earth, man. It's time to put the earth back into its righteous order, man. And the Lord is using his men, his righteous men, who are willing to stand up in the face of these nations, among these nations, wherever you are. He put the spirit on his men to wake up and to stand up and take their heritage back, man. You know? And how did he do it? By sending us on the highways and hedges, fishing for the elect. This is Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. Okay? So we going on the highways and hedges and fishing for the elect. You got to go out and preach, man. If you're not in the Elder Kazak, Big Brother Kazak, he's told me don't call him Elder, but Big Brother Kazak, he told me when I first came to this truth, you're not in this truth until you go out there and preach, man. Until you out on the highways and hedges, presenting yourself a living sacrifice, man. And it's the truth, man. Because you can hide behind a goddamn computer all day. You can hide behind a keyboard. And then you got jakes who don't even do that shit. They don't even do no videos. But they want to talk about elders and GMS. You weak ass niggas, man. You know? You weak, man. Talking about elders, the ones that you learning from. You learning from the elders of GMS and then going to talk shit about them, man. Talking about they might be wicked Pharisees. You a fool, bro. You a fool. Where did you get the name Yahushua from anyways? Where did you get it from? The elders of GMS, they've been pushing that name from the jump. IUIC don't push the name. What is that? GOCC, they call Ishaya. I don't know what the fuck they call it. Whatever that bullshit that they on. GMS is the only men that been pushing this name from day one. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. From the jump. And you got a nerve to come up against the elders? Talking about they might be wicked Pharisees. You might be a fucking wicked Pharisees. Punk ass niggas, man. It's a shame, man. It's a shame how disrespectful you so-called men are, man. You know? This is St. Matthew's 10 and 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? Not to everybody. Go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And he's doing that right now. We're doing that right now. We've been scattered unto all nations. Okay? We got Israelite foreigners. We got people who look like the heathen nations, but they're not. They go back to the spiritual, the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Okay? This is Leviticus chapter 7 and verse 26. It's a dietary law. Moreover, ye shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of fowl or of beasts in any of your dwellings. But what's the first thing Esau do, man? Esau like his meat red, raw. Especially out here in Germany. You get a steak here, they like that shit to be bleeding on the plate. They want to just cut and put it on the plate, man. They want the blood, but the Lord tell you that the life is in the blood. See, that just lets you know that Esau is a beast of the field, man. A man of the field, a cunning hunter. His blessing was the sword, man, and the fatness of the earth. You can read that in Genesis 27. This is 2 Peter 1 and 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of private interpretation. All right? So these scriptures is not being interpreted when you read it out. You can't privately interpret, like for example, Romans 9 and 13. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. They say that's how you interpret it. How do you interpret that any other way than what it just said? Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Only Esau is the one talking when it comes against them. Oh, he not really talking about hate. He not really talking about hate. He's taking it out of context. How? Because you wicked. You know he's against you. You damn wicked ass heathen, man. No prophecy is of the scripture is of any private interpretation, man. You read it how you're supposed to be read. You read it how it says. All right. This is Leviticus. Oh, I just read that one, man. All right. So that's all the ones that I had, man. You know, Yahweh Ratazah, do some more. And Yahweh Ratazah, this lesson was edifying, man. Until next, first, so let me close out and say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashak, Wa Malak Yahushai Ba'Hashem HaRakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the men who taught me this truth, and peace and blessing to the hopefully elect 144,000 men pushing this truth in diligence and sincerity. And shalom to any Aquathium out there listening and learning in diligence and sincerity, like a righteous woman should be. Shalom.